So it seems some political parties in the GNU are not happy with each other, specifically the DA and the ANC. I mean, a lot of us saw this coming, but before I get into that, ladies and gentlemen, please leave a like on this video, share it far and wide, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, let's get into it.
Criminals must taste you.
Ma'am, can you give me protection from yourself?
Did I hear that correctly? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Joe Emilio. So over the past few days, some headlines have been coming up that make me want to say,
I told you so.
but I'm not going to say that just yet. First, let's look at this headline. The ANC hates the GNU, Government of National Unity, says Fikile Mbalula. Hate is a very strong word, but it seems that Fikile is frustrated, and in his own words, and I quote, that I must be woken up by an opposition leader every day about this and that. I don't like it. But that's how democracy is. It humbles you. Trust me, Fikile, you are not humbled enough. He also said, the question of GNU, it's a decision of us all, and when it comes to the ANC, I can tell you now that we hate GNU. He said this while addressing the media on Thursday. This is like so funny because it was the ANC that wanted to go with the GNU route or option in the first place. Y'all asked for this, but I guess we shouldn't be surprised about this. And don't worry, the DA is also frustrated. Zille recently expressed frustration about the DA seemingly being sidelined by the ANC, saying they were not included in discussions on the date of the planned national dialogue. The two parties also clashed on President Cyril Ramaphosa's describing Russia as a friend of South Africa.
Duh.
So the DA gets in bed with commies and then are shocked that commies want to do communist things. But I guess you can say the same thing about the ANC, because the ANC gets in bed with the DA and then are shocked that the DA don't want to let them do certain communist things. Although the Bella Bill was signed and so was the NHI bill. So the DA hasn't really kept the ANC from doing what they want. And apparently Helen Zille and Fikile have been bickering like little schoolgirls for a while now, and there's no doubt that tensions are building. Even Deputy President Paul Mashatile says the following: government national unity would survive a DA exit. And you know what? I'm sure it would. I don't think the DA needs to be in the GNU. I think they should have done the other option from the very beginning, which is confidence and supply. Martin van Staden from the Free Market Foundation has been very vocal about the GNU, or specifically the DA within the GNU working with the ANC. He has been saying from the very beginning that it just won't work. He wrote an article giving 5 reasons why the DA and other opposition parties must avoid an ANC coalition. And he wrote this before the elections. Back in February of this year, here is what he had to say about the GNU option or coalition with the ANC. The coalition is guaranteed to fall apart, in my view, because the reformed coalition parties are staffed. If I may be permitted to generalize, by sincere, law-abiding officials and representatives who will feel compelled to withdraw from an arrangement when they realize the criminality and political imposition by the ANC around them will not abate. I'm prepared to wager on this point. A coalition between the ANC and a member of the reformist opposition parties will not last a full term. It cannot, because the ANC does not have the necessary qualities to make such a coalition work. This knowledge that an ANC coalition will fail is, in my view, a good reason to avoid going through the damaging motions of forming it in the first place. And he does have a very good point here. He's basically saying that the ANC are who they are and they won't change. I mean, over the past few months that this GNU's existed, has the ANC really made any sacrifices? But the DA has, at least 2 that I can think of. Because let's remember, the DA said that they were very much against the Bella Bill and they were very much against the NHI bill, and yet both of those bills were signed. And so the DA has sacrificed their morals and dignity. And I ask again, where is the DA's backbone? Where are their teeth? I just don't see it.
It's gone.
So by letting the ANC sign these bills, I think some of the support of the DA has been shaken. Don't get me wrong, there's still some pretty hardcore DA fans. But even back then, Martin theorized about what a junior party or how a junior party would fare in a coalition or GNU with the ANC, and here is what Martin had to say. The DA or any other sincere junior opposition partner in an ANC coalition will therefore face an uphill battle. Even if the ANC agrees beforehand that it will take the junior partner seriously, we have seen that coalition agreements are not yet a respected or binding part of South African politics. And yes, we've seen this right from the beginning of these talks, where the DA was excluded from discussion and didn't get as many ministers as they wanted in specific portfolios. They only got certain portfolios, and time again, meetings were had without the DA, and it started from the very beginning, that uphill battle. Look, I think the point I'm trying to make here is that it was foolish for anyone to think that the GNU would make a difference for South Africans. At the end of the day, the rot is still there because the ANC is still there and they still have a majority within the GNU. So the rot might have slowed down, but it's still there. And some of you might be saying, well, the DA are the ones that are slowing down the rot. But that's the thing, they're just slowing it down. They're not actually fixing it or eliminating it. And that's the thing, the DA's campaign was all about rescue South Africa, right? But at this point, it looks like the DA themselves are the ones that need rescuing. And I think one of the ways they can do this, or at least fix their situation in some way or somehow, and still be involved and still have some kind of power, is to choose the confidence and supply option. Very briefly, this is what Martin said about the confidence and supply option. Briefly, this will keep the opposition party in the opposition and leave government to the ANC, but with the understanding that the opposition will approve the ANC government's annual budget and will not call for or support motions of no confidence. ANC corruption and mismanagement will therefore not reflect on the opposition party, provided this party's communication to its constituency on confidence and supply is clear and honest. Okay, now I will concede that, maybe in that position the DA won't have as much power as they do now. They won't be able to change too much because right now they have portfolios, and in some portfolios they are doing a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie, I'll give them credit where it's due. But again, some very big issues like the Bella bill and the NHI bill, where was the DA? Just standing and watching and saying, oh, okay, we'll take it to court, which is going to take years for them to even figure out or win or what have you. And by that point, the ANC would have pushed through everything. I mean, they're doing it right now. They're just pushing through the NHI, and they're going to push through the Bella bill in the same way. And it makes me feel like the DA just wants to be part of the GNU to get a piece of that taxpayer pie. Okay, so to conclude, will the GNU last? Probably. I mean, if one party leaves, there's 9 other parties still in the GNU. So the GNU will not collapse, I don't think. But will the DA stay in the GNU? That's the real question, and I really don't think so, because I think the DA needs to make some pretty tough calls here, because they like to pretend or act, and maybe they are. They like to be the hero, right? They want to portray themselves as the hero. But here's the thing about heroes. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So pretty soon, the DA is going to have some tough decisions to make, and I hope when that time comes that they'll choose the people and not the money. But let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think I've made some good points here? Do you think I haven't? Let me know. I'm very curious to find out. And while you're down there, please leave a like on this video, share it far and wide, and subscribe to the channel. I've got more content coming your way. And with all that being said, thank you for watching. Your news splash is in.
Right, oh, we got some lovely ice and snuff. Why the hell is it moved? Cindy, the ground is leaking. Somebody's touched it and the ice is getting excited. What is going on? Is that sand? How are sand and ice in the same place? Oh my God, it's getting bigger. Why are you standing there recording it? It's multiplying, Sharon. It's literally multiplying. See, you don't mess with the world. Look. It's getting erected. I don't understand what's even going on. And why are people standing there while the ice is multiplying? No, I don't like this. He's still stuck. Mate, listen, just go for a Greggs or something. Go get a coffee. Don't record the ice expanding. You might get lost in it. I knew the Ice Age films were real. You can't even tell me anything. Standing like... No. Is there dinosaurs under it? Or is something big enough in the ocean pushing that under the water? I don't know. Guys, I need context. Yeah, I'm not clever enough to figure this out by myself. I'm not. Hello? Is anyone out there? Or just the ice? Hello?